1. NASA workers protest Moon Day against layoffs and budget cuts. 2. Protesters rally behind NASA. Budget cuts and layoffs. 1. NASA workers protest Moon Day against layoffs and budget cuts. July 20th isn't just another date on the calendar for NASA. It's a monumental milestone celebrating humanity's first footsteps on the moon, a feat achieved 56 years ago in 1969 by the Apollo 11 mission. But this year, what should be a proud moment for the agency is overshadowed by deep concerns from within. NASA employees and supporters are gearing up for what they're calling a Moon Day protest, an event symbolizing resistance against looming massive layoffs and drastic budget cuts that they believe are threatening the very core of the space agency. But here's where it gets controversial. While NASA's leadership officially maintains a neutral stance, many workers accuse them of preemptive compliance, acting as if the White House's proposed 2026 budget cuts, yet to be approved by Congress, are already law. This budget, if enacted, would slash NASA's science funding by an astonishing 47% and reduce overall agency funding by nearly a quarter. The hardest-hit areas would be Earth science, especially climate research, and critical deep space planetary missions, some still operational and providing valuable data. Canceling these missions, experts warn, risks more than just lost science. It jeopardizes national security, disaster tracking, and America's standing as a leader in space exploration. To make their voices heard, NASA employees and enthusiasts are organizing grassroots protests in Washington, D.C., including the upcoming demonstration on the Apollo 11 anniversary itself. This effort, endorsed by the Goddard Engineers, Scientists, and Technicians Association and spearheaded by the volunteer group NASA Needs Help, follows an initial protest held at the end of June. These gatherings aim to highlight the distress felt by those within NASA who watch their programs and positions shrink daily under directives from the White House, Office of Management and Budget, and the Department of Government Efficiency, a controversial agency initially influenced by SpaceX's Elon Musk. Marshall Finch, a NASA contract worker who was one of the protest organizers, told Space.com that what the public doesn't fully grasp is that the attacks on NASA structures and workforce are well underway, not just proposed. He explains that NASA leadership seems to be treating the budget suggestions as orders, rapidly dismantling the agency piece by piece even before the budget becomes law. NASA officials have acknowledged awareness of the protests, but emphasized that the agency is not involved or endorsing them. Among the hardest hit is the Laser Interferometer Space Antenna, LISA, a joint NASA-European Space Agency, ESA, mission set for launch around 2035. LISA is designed to detect gravitational waves, making it a groundbreaking observatory with the potential to transform our understanding of the universe. Yet, this multi-billion-dollar program, nearly 3 decades in the making and supported by state-of-the-art hardware developed at Goddard, faces cancellation under the budget plan. This move not only puts American jobs at risk, but threatens the entire international project. ESA has openly expressed concern that the mission could be jeopardized if the proposed U.S. budget cuts are approved. Within NASA centers like Goddard, morale has plummeted. A scientist working as a postdoc on LISA, speaking anonymously for fear of retaliation, described recent years at NASA as an absolute dream job, until this year became an utter nightmare that has not stopped since January. This individual, like many others, has seen leadership cautiously prepare employees for the possibility of reductions in force, RIFs, yet details remain vague and unclear. Compounding uncertainties, the Deferred Resignation Program, DRP, a voluntary exit scheme offering benefits to employees who leave, is quietly pushing many senior members out. Politico reported that more than 2,000 senior staff could depart under this program, a move some insiders describe as a strategy to reduce workforce numbers before formal layoffs occur. Faced with the threat of losing their roles and projects, some NASA workers are contemplating relocating internationally to continue their scientific pursuits. European institutions have reached out with offers to U.S. researchers, inviting them to join overseas programs as political and budget pressures mount stateside. A representative from one such institute described their effort as a special program targeting scientists displaced by U.S. policy shifts. The response has been overwhelming, illustrating the widespread anxiety among American space professionals. Despite these challenges, many NASA employees would prefer to stay in the U.S. and see a swift resolution that safeguards the future of American space science. Encouragingly, Congress has shown growing resistance to the proposed budget cuts. The Senate Appropriations Committee advanced a bill to restore NASA science funding to FY 2025 levels, and bipartisan support appears to be building in the House as well. This political pushback underscores the frustration among workers who feel their agency is already being eroded ahead of any final budget decisions. Finch summarized the urgency felt by many protestors. NASA is being dismantled now, treated as if the president's budget request is law, not a proposal. Damage is happening quickly, and by the time Congress finalizes the FY 26 budget, the harm may be irreversible. The organizers of the Moon Day protest are calling upon lawmakers to intervene immediately, using emergency legislation to halt the cuts and safeguard NASA's workforce and research projects until the budget is formally decided. Scheduled from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time on July 20th, the demonstration will take place at Dwight D. Eisenhower Memorial Park, directly across from the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum in Washington, D.C. The first protest drew approximately 60 to 70 attendees. This time, organizers hope for an even larger turnout, signaling the growing concern among NASA staff and supporters. Participants stress that they're acting as private citizens, not representing NASA or their employers, and their protest group lacks formal leadership, a reflection of how deeply personal and grassroots this movement has become. Returning to the words of the anonymous Goddard scientist, the stakes are crystal clear. We believe in NASA's mission, but what is happening now isn't in the best interest of the American people. Many of us wouldn't be protesting if it wasn't necessary. We are stepping out of our comfort zones because the situation demands it. So here's the question for you. Do you believe the Biden administration and Congress should prioritize protecting NASA's programs and workforce in the face of budget pressures? Or is trimming NASA's funding a necessary measure in today's fiscal landscape? Let us know your thoughts. This debate is far from over, and your voice could be part of shaping the future of human space exploration. 2. Protesters rally behind NASA. Budget cuts and layoffs. When budget cuts and layoffs threaten NASA, a surprising sight unfolds outside its Washington headquarters. A rally where protesters, some clad in spacesuits, are joined by an unexpected Pokemon character. This unusual combination is not just a colorful spectacle. It's a reflection of the deep-seated commitment people have towards space exploration and the future of NASA amidst financial challenges. Such gatherings at NASA's doorstep are quite infrequent, making this event stand out even more. This convergence of passionate protesters demonstrates how much individuals care about the agency's missions and the potential impact of resource reductions. Imagine the excitement of being part of a crowd advocating for the exploration of the cosmos while sharing space with a beloved fictional creature. It adds a whimsical yet profound element to a serious cause. This situation raises important questions about the value society places on science and exploration. Are we prioritizing immediate budget concerns over the long-term benefits that NASA's endeavors bring to humanity? Think about it. Every dollar spent on space can lead to discoveries that improve life on Earth, drive technological advancements, and inspire future generations. But let's pause for a moment. Here's where it gets controversial. Some argue that NASA's funding should be revisited as part of broader budget reallocation. They believe that investing in terrestrial issues should take precedence over space exploration. Do you agree? Or do you think that NASA serves a critical function that extends far beyond immediate expenses? What are your thoughts on the balance between prioritizing current needs versus investing in the future through agencies like NASA? This is a conversation worth having, and we invite you to share your perspective in the comments. If you're looking to delve deeper into this topic, consider signing up for more insightful articles and updates about space policy and commercial initiatives that shape our exploration efforts. Each week, our newsletter provides the latest developments that will keep you informed and engaged with the fascinating world of space exploration.